Alina just created an auto blog poster. What this thing does is it goes out there and finds news on any topic, gets a keyword, automatically loads a blog post with an image, and sets everything up. And all we have to do is nothing.
Set it running
Yeah.
as often as we want to.
So pretty much just push the button,
Yes.
go to sleep, and it runs our blog.
Right.
All right, cool. So let's talk about how this works, because this is kind of, I didn't know how to figure this out, and I gave Alina the task, and she figured this thing out like crazy. And as you can see, it looks pretty confusing, but she's going to walk us through it and show you exactly how you can make a blog auto poster so that you can make money. And one of the kickers she just told me is it can actually add affiliate links for you. Now, you do have to go in and actually get the link, but once you give it to it, it'll say, hey, anytime I'm talking about web hosting, use this affiliate link, and it'll populate it with the affiliate link like that.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. All right, Alina, let's hop in and show how this thing works. What are we looking at here?
So this is a scenario that I made already. Honestly, it took me a while to actually get into Make, because it kind of seems to be user-friendly, but at the same time, it's not really. Like when you just start using it, you don't understand what's going on there.
Okay, so that's me. I don't understand what's going on here. So show us exactly what is going on here. What do all these things mean?
So basically, Make is an integrator in the first place, and it works with the limited list of other applications that we can see here, applications or tools. So pretty much only those that they already include in the list can be used, but that's a long list.
That is.
You can find a lot of things here.
Yeah.
I don't know half of them.
Okay, so now to get that, you just right-click anywhere on this desktop, or, yeah?
Yeah, you just right-click, add a module, and then you choose what kind of module you want. You can search for it here, like the WordPress one.
Okay.
And we have different types of it, which is a little confusing at the very beginning.
Okay, and which one are we using? WordPress posts?
Posts, yes.
Okay.
So when we actually I'm gonna make it now, WordPress post, and we have a lot of settings here. The first one, we gotta build a connection, which is an important thing. It's a little complicated. You gotta make an access to your page in a WordPress, as well as sometimes your page in a Google, or your page API key for your ChatGPT. So a lot of accesses there.
So let's slow down for them. So when we come in here, our WordPress connection is connecting to a WordPress API.
Yeah, which means you need to provide it with your name and API key. It actually has a help here. If you press the link, it will open you how to actually make your API key.
Okay, so it's basically just follow the instructions.
Yeah, follow the instructions. Online help. Like if you open here, it will take you to the page when it has the whole instruction of how to create this API key and how to set it in. Make AI has a long list of instructions. If you ever lost, you can use that. And you can also use their AI. It has limited tries for every 7 days, like 30 requests, but you can, I will open it in new scenario just to not mess too much with this one.
So that's like, it's like a little help desk, like it's going to answer our questions for us.
So scenarios are here. You can choose from the scenarios. It usually has a list unless you have something else, like a templates. You can choose the ones that people are already using and just set it up for yourself, or you can create it from scratch.
What did you do?
I created mine from scratch.
Okay, so you're just right-click, I want the WordPress, right-click, I want it to go to
We basically start with this button, create a scenario. It sometimes offers us help, but I started with a build from scratch.
Okay.
And that's where we start. This is like a trigger, so you gotta choose what's gonna trigger your scenario. In our previous case, it is RSS feed. It can be a Google Sheets. It can actually look up for the new rows in a Google Sheet.
Okay. So what does that mean? Like, so if I have a Google Sheet with a bunch of affiliate links or offers, I could say, go look at the sheet, make a blog post about everything in this sheet. I'm good to go.
You can copy the whole row or the whole Google Sheet information's there. or it can go a link after link, like in one column.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Because
so
like
that's
here you can do the acid one. This is actually the one going to go one after another one.
So that's going to watch for new rows.
Yes.
So if I have, like, let's say I do keyword research and I have 10 rows, it's going to boom, 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 make those 10. And then if I add a new one, I don't even got to do anything. It knows the new one's there. It's going to trigger to make a new blog
Yes,
post.
what it lets you do is that you can update your list anytime, pretty much, whenever it's convenient to you. And it will run every day or every 5 hours, whatever you set there, on its own, following after the link it's already used before.
Okay, cool. And we'll put some links over at aiprofitscoop.com with some example scenarios so that you understand what's going on. Because I know looking at this stuff, for me, I was like, oh, I am not going to understand this.
Yes,
Alina,
it looks
please fix
complicated.
this.
You gotta get some point of understanding first before you can build it.
Yeah.
The good news is though that you can share your scenarios with others. So you can just download it, send it to other person. It will open it on their Make AI and you're done. The only thing you will need to make is connections to your.
So if we share the scenario you made, we can share it without our APIs and all that. So it's like a blank one.
Good question. I didn't try it. Probably
we will
yes.
try that.
As far as I know, yes.
So we'll try that. And if it is doable, we'll have it over at aiprofitscoop.com. So go ahead and walk us through the scenario that you have set up.
Before I do that, I want to show this option with AI because I've been using that at the very beginning when I didn't know what to do. And you can ask it to create stuff like,
I think you need
sorry.
to type in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Can you create, oops.
I have learned that AI is very good at misspellings. So when you spell it wrong, it'll know. I know because I am the worst speller.
What do we do? That takes...
Let's do a module that turns a PDF into a blog post. Would that work?
Okay, we'll need
Like
probably,
a document or...
Let's say a link from Google Sheets.
Okay. All right, so now it's going. And it's using an AI agent. Cool, it's got a blueprint.
So it actually can create it for you, which is usually happens. I don't know if it's going to work in this scenario.
Let's see. It is thinking. So that is good. While it's thinking, tell me, how hard was it to learn this?
Videos in YouTube of other creators help a lot, a little more than instructions from Make itself, because it's easier when you see it visually how to do that instead of reading the instructions that they give. He doesn't want to do that, maybe because I have something open already.
It might be, yeah. Let's go back to ours and take a look. So we know that option is there if we need to get help. Now,
yeah, it usually creates the models or creates a connection. Sometimes if you need to, it can even add API key itself. It will just gradually ask you for information it needs to build your model, but it can't. Oh, here it is.
There it is.
It decided to build it now.
Okay, there it is. So it just made it for us. Okay, cool.
It's made it for us, but we don't need it anymore.
So let's go to ours. I want to walk through what ours looks like, because this one, I mean, if you showed me this, I would be like,
what does it do?
Yeah, like I see some chat GPTs and some blue things, but walk us through. So the RSS.
Yeah, RSS is connected to concrete link that RSS gives us here. We made this one to search for the news on Black Friday deals, exactly on like a tech stuff.
Okay, so it's just literally going to Google, looking up news.
So we have filter here. We have our tags somewhere there.
Okay. So it's just basically an RSS feed.
Yes.
So like I could get a YouTuber's link, get his YouTube, every time he makes a new video, boom, I get a new post.
And our link is here. This is a connection. This one was the easy one. We just copy the link. And then in our make scenario, we put this link here.
Got it. Okay.
Here we choose how many news we want, because we're doing one blog post on each news. We choose one, can be more.
So if we did 10, it would be 10 on one blog post.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be like spam.
Then way after that, I found out that if you right click on it. You can see other stuff.
Okay. Okay, so you have all that copy, delete.
Yeah, this is a watch feed, which is also going to take the link one after another. It has the links here. I'll show you.
So the little clock means it's a watch feed.
Yeah, we're going to
it.
select from the links we have. This
Okay,
is
so it's
all the
gonna show
links we
us.
have. Yeah, if we start here, it's going to go up like this. You
Got
can
it.
start here, it will go up like
And
this.
then every time you click that run button down there,
Yeah.
it's going to get the next one. Okay, so after it gets the RSS, so now it's like, hey, I'm checking this stuff out on Google. Now what?
Now the hardest part, it actually was really hard to find something that will take the information from the website. And this is the only blog they have that can do that. And the only thing it needs is a link.
So how did you know to get 48 URL? Like,
Good question. So when we open it here, we can see all the data from the previous one. This is the thing that actually makes it a little more complicated because you see how many.
did you put those in
Options.
or is that automatic?
That is automatic. That
So
is
how do
everything the
I-
previous model gives.
Okay, so like to me, I look at that and I'm like, how what?
Well,
What does that mean?
this module only asks you for the link specifically. So when
Okay.
you open this, you see there is a link.
Got it. So we're
So
going to
they usually tell you there's the title, description, summary.
So it's like a sample.
Yeah.
So this is what I have available. What do you want?
Especially now that we see that it actually tells you what it sees in this post.
Cool.
So it's a little bit easier to understand which information is where.
Okay.
The problem is though, it reads an HTML of the page, not the actual text.
So it's reading the code.
It's reading the code.
Do we
and
need
it's
to-
taking the code from there.
Do we need to teach it how to like read human?
No, we use the text phraser for this. This is
Okay,
the blog they
there we go.
provide here.
Okay.
There's a little more of the tools.
So that's going to be like, okay, we got this, we got the RSS. Now we got the page from the RSS, but it's in gobbledygook.
Yeah, we use the get file option.
Got it. Okay.
It doesn't ask you for anything. It just needs to be connected to something else. And
Okay.
you just put the link there. So this is the easiest model, kind of.
And then the text is like, speak English for us, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So,
Yes, pretty much. What it does, it takes the data from here. Again, you can choose
So-
the stuff from all the previous blogs.
So if I chose media content, it's going to get the MP4s and MP3s and the
Pretty
images.
much. It can give you the headers here
Okay.
or anything, but like we take the whole data pretty
Got
much.
it.
That's
Okay.
what we did.
And
Because
'cause
I
it's-
don't fully understand what comes from
Yeah.
where.
And because it's AI, it'll
Yeah.
know.
It will know.
Yeah, because it speaks code. And
Yeah, we
every
just
language.
we feed everything we got from this page. There is a HTML mass and then a text mass of all the pages, links and news and everything that we got from this page.
So up to this point, we don't even have any APIs yet. We're just, hey, go find this thing on this RSS, which
Right.
you don't even have to use our RSS tool. You could use, anything.
You can use Google Sheets with links as well.
Okay.
Do you just need to manually input the links for the news that you want to include?
Got
it. For people who don't have RSS account or don't want to use it, there is an option to use just a list of the links.
Got it. Okay, now we got that. So RSS, it's going to get the link, then it's going to make sense of the link. Now we're going to summary and table, which is like...
Now I'm in a separate request to ChatGPT. I'm making different stuff that I need. Here is a summary and the table. Because we discussed Black Friday products, I'm asking it to make a table of offers. Sometimes it's going to include the qualities of the products, the previous prices, the links. So whatever it sees, use.
Okay, so now here is where we're like, internet AI thing that's included in Make. Now we're going to our ChatGPT. So we need a ChatGPT API key.
Yes.
Okay, was that hard to get, or you just log in and get the API?
Pretty much ask Google and ChatGPT itself of how should I get it, but it's a separate payment for an API key. So except the regular subscription that you use in ChatGPT, you also get to create an account for API key and also add some money there.
Got it.
It doesn't use much of it. Like this whole process of running it endlessly didn't take me much than $10 for sure.
I don't even think it was $10. I think it was like less than $2.
Yeah, so one run is not very expensive. Not much than $1 for sure.
Probably the same as what you would spend with ChatGPT anyway.
Yeah, the problems here is to choose the right thing. As you see, it gives you a lot of options. I was using as messaging assistant. It's basically what you as a user would do. You would just message ChatGPT, giving it. It doesn't let me show it without a connection. I'll show it in.
Well, you could show it on the other one, can't you? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so create a connection here. It's going to ask you for API key and everything. Basically, here we always choose the user.
Just user, not our user.
A little complicated with these things. This map means that you want information from something before.
Okay. So nothing, I mean, it's pretty, I mean, if we stay to the basics, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Funny thing that I found, if you actually use map this high without a user role, it's not going to work.
Okay.
So there are a lot of these tiny things that you got to figure out. Okay, so we choose user. And here is what we write, our prompt.
Oh, so that's telling us...
That is the message to ChatGPT that we give.
Okay, cool. So we got RSS, HTTP getting the link, parser making sense of the link.
And we send all this bunch to ChatGPT and be like, analyze it, please.
So now it's like, boom, now go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT fires up, and this is what it says. So if I said, you know, take this page and adapt it to elephant mortality in Egypt, it'll do that.
Yeah, pretty much. It depends on what you give here. Here, I asked it to summarize the article and make a table. This is the first thing that I'm doing, but not the last one. The next order of the things that I'm taking is a little bit broken, but I will try to explain it.
Okay.
So here, I just take the whole text of a lot of stuff that we got from this website, already in a text. Okay, so I get the table and the summary here. You can rename those, which I usually do. Like here, rename.
And that's just for you?
Yeah, it's just for me to understand it, because later here in a map, I will need to see what to take. You see, there is a lot of blocks now. And unless I actually name them, it will be really hard.
Got it. And we will have, we'll have a little cheat sheet of what we use. Like it'll say summary and table. You're going to use number 7. This one you're going to use 28.
Yeah, it usually gives you a signal. You see it's bleeding a bit, which model you're actually touching. Like this. Where's our first model?
And you don't have to
Summary
know
table.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that's all
it's kind of clear from the names, but a little overwhelming at first.
It makes sense. It's like, okay, how much are we going to use? Are we going to use all the tokens you have available and charge your card $1 million?
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. There is advanced settings. There's a lot of settings that you can actually do here.
And there's a fail-safe in ChatGPT too. So like it's a fill-up thing. So
Yeah,
you'd
the
have to
response
go
format,
add more money.
Tokens that you can use. Temperature is like how good your response is.
Okay.
A lot of other stuff.
So frequency, don't duplicate stuff. Okay. And
So
a lot
we
of
get
that.
the summary and the table. I cannot tell for sure what table looks like, but probably is like a text,
Okay.
which is not quite the table. So this is where I actually try to make a table look like a table. And what I'm asking it to do, I'm asking it to put it in the HTML for WordPress page.
Got it.
Because our table will be at our post on a WordPress.
So real quick for everyone watching, I see several ways to make money with this. Number one, obviously auto blogging. That's not going to be the best way. I mean, it will help. It's kind of like, okay, if I can auto blog about topics, see what hits in Google, and then refine the stuff that's good, then we're okay. Another way is you can actually connect this to where I can create content ideas in Google Sheets, have this go to the Google Sheets, make the content, check it in Grammarly or something like that for plagiarism, and I can actually run a content business right out of this. Now, is it going to be as good as like human directed content? Of course not. But like if you're selling these for a couple bucks each, I think it's insanely profitable where you could sell decent content based on your prompts, based on your keywords. And you can make these, like let's say you have a client. You can make this for a client and be like, okay, here's how I want you to understand this data. This is pertaining to this niche, and this. And you're going to get custom content versus going to ChatGPT, creating a piece of content, running it yourself. I mean, this is going to save you hundreds of hours a month and probably employees. I mean, I see this where if it was good enough, we could probably have this take over for some of my content business. Right now, still torn on whether it's good enough. We're going to show you the results in just a minute. But I think I mean, the implications of understanding this, yes, there is a learning curve. I would say you worked on this for maybe 4 days, and it was...
Yeah, so I needed a couple days to get into it and understand.
Yeah, and some days I was sitting here and you were over there and you're like, "Urgh."
Yeah, I was like, I hate make because of
Yes.
the small things
Yes.
in it which breaks everything. And like when there is a mistake, you don't know why this mistake happens. It
Yeah.
just shows you it's a mistake. You ask AI why this mistake happens, and sometimes it doesn't know either.
Yeah, and it's a nuance, but again, like, okay, I'm setting up something that can take over employees and do the job of multiple people and make me a living. I mean, you learn this thing in 4 days. Let's say the average person out there, let's say it takes them 3 weeks to learn it, right?
No, it's totally helpful. It still needs a manual control, and we will show you why when we will show you the results of it. But it's better than nothing for sure. Like for people who don't have time at all, but they have a time-sensitive blog about anything seasonal or anything that needs constant updates, that is a big helper. Pretty much what you will need to do is to get to the drafts of your posts, just double check it, maybe correct something, but you pretty much are good to post. If you post it without any editing, it's still gonna look fine.
Yeah, and we're going to show you the example in just a minute. And again, we will have the outlines here so you can understand this. In AI Profit Scoop, we will go into this in detail. We'll actually set one up new for you. It does take time and there's a lot of variables, so it will be a longer video. But looking at this, I think, is key because, I mean, I could set this up for a blog, have it do the work. Because a lot of times what we do is we'll set up a blog on a domain that used to exist. So I could literally come here, I could give it the Ahrefs form of here's the keywords, here's this, here's that, and here's the other.
Old pages that we need to restore, this is a very good thing.
Well, and it'll show you like, okay, if you're buying content from like a content service that's all AI, a lot of times it's like $5 or more, maybe sometimes $10 per piece of content. And I got to tell you, some of that content is just throw it away, it's no good. You could get content from a service like ours, which is $10 to $20 a piece, but this is human edited AI specific. Or you could go somewhere like Make and set up the parameters. I mean, if you could get halfway good at prompting,
Exactly.
this thing could blog for you. You could see what ranks, you could build up on what ranks. And I mean, you could set and forget. Now, am I a big fan of like auto-generated content? No, but if you're going to use it, I think this is the best.
True.
And I think in some instances we need to use it. If I buy a website that had 100 pages, 1,000 pages in Google, I'm going to have to use something like this because I just don't have the time to do it. So going through, now we're saying, hey, here's what we want. We want a table. We want the image. Walk us through the rest of this here.
Yeah, basically this one does a table. We're gonna look good. It's gonna save it in results of each model. And I'm using the result from a previous one here. So the table that it kind of made there, I don't know how it looks, but it's gonna look better after I ask it to make it look better.
Okay.
Next one is the article itself. Again, it uses the information, just a moment, it's loading, from the previous blog about the summary of the article. And I ask it to include who is it useful for, make highlights. So I can control how the article gonna look like by the prompt I'm writing.
Got it.
Then the next one is a title, because we will need titles separately in WordPress. And the only issue with the title is that I'm asking it in all different ways to not use the quotes, but it never does.
Okay. But so it's still using some codes, which we could just fix it up.
Because the name, you probably have to experiment with the prompt. At some point it will stop using them. But here I'm like, don't use this, and it doesn't really take it as a command, I guess.
Okay.
But we got a title here. We're using, again, our blog of the article that we made. So we're gonna choose here, we go to the article and get result. So everything it gives us back.
Okay, so that's just showing what it gives us back. Okay, so
And next we make a picture. We can use DALL-E 2 or 3.
Do we need an API?
It's the same API.
Okay, so that's using ChatGPT.
Yes.
Cool.
Again, I take result from a title, because for the picture, the more specific you are on the physical subject in the picture, the better, because I was trying just to make it on the basis of the article or the basis of the title. It doesn't look good. It looks like a mess. There are a lot of words which are unreadable on the picture. So what I end up asking it to do, I say any tech product, because that's what our blog about.
So
And
if you
then-
were a gardening blog, you would say...
then it actually gives you the pictures of exact thing instead of making
Got
a
it,
random
yeah.
mess.
Yeah, because it's trying to... Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, because it's just too much data.
I
Like if-
give it a title, I think. I don't see what's blinking there.
Okay. So now we have the
But
picture.
I give either the title or the article to it, the title. So for
Got it.
this deal, and it just has the title and like any tech product.
Got it.
Better than nothing, I'd say.
Cool.
And then it goes to HTML. That is where we prepare our post for the WordPress. Basically putting everything that we created before into the whole HTML code that the WordPress is going to use.
Got it. So get the picture from number 28 or 29.
Yeah, we get the picture, we get the article, we got the title.
Got
a
it.
table too.
Okay.
No
So, yeah,
title.
that's-
A
it's
title
just-
goes separately.
So it's just basically instructions from the red point on. It's just instructions on what to do in AI.
Yeah, the title goes separately, so we need just a picture, article, table.
So it's basically a prompt stack.
Yes.
Got it. So get this URL, do this stuff to it. Now we're routering it, which, I mean, I have a router
I
over
have
there.
put a router to just have more control of what it's doing, especially since the picture has some issues. And basically it copies it not only in WordPress, but Google Documents. It creates a document that looks like an article. It's kind of a back saving.
Okay, so a router is literally just
the-
routing,
Yes.
like, hey, I want you to print this on my printer, if it could do that, put it in
Here-
Google Docs, and also make an HTML file and post it to WordPress.
Yeah, here it just separates the routes on both of them. Okay, after our HTML done, we connect our WordPress finally. We put a title here, which was generated separately, and we put everything else that we put in HTML code here.
Got it.
We choose that it's a post, and we choose that it's a draft.
Now
you
the
can also
slug-
post it,
Okay.
but better have it as a
Yeah,
draft.
because I don't want ChatGPT to be like telling weird stuff on my blog without me editing it. Now, you can do that if you want. I mean, we are legally responsible for the stuff that we say on our blog, so, you know, I'm not ready to
I
let...
prefer some control there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it does have our API, so if it wants to go rogue and just start posting like
It can.
like that, it just went rogue and like zoomed in. You know, it's like, hey, there we go.
So the funny thing about picture that I had, like a lot of people use it to automate Instagram posts or
Nice.
Facebook posts and everything. I will tell it now because maybe someone else is struggling with this. So the picture is here, and I was very confused by where is the link to the picture. It is actually here.
Ah, okay.
If you put like created in your thing instead of the actual URL, it's not gonna work. It took me a couple of days to figure that out.
Okay, and we'll have instructions on that
Yeah.
as well. Okay, cool.
Okay, so and basically it creates the post in WordPress that we can see now. Okay.
And for those that are asking, like, you might say, well, you know, I could go and post in WordPress with ChatGPT and it's not going to take me this much time. True. For one.
For one,
For one.
not
Now.
for 1,000.
Yeah, or 1 million. I mean, this could do whatever we want it to do. And it's thinking about the content the way we want it to think about it. So I could make an RSS feed about national real estate trends. I could run it through this and say, how does it apply to Florida? How does it apply to Nevada? How does it apply to California? How does it apply here? And you're going to get a custom result on each one, and it's going to blog about that. I could have 15 different blogs about different, oh, here's the Texas real estate, boom, boom, boom. It's going to interpret it in a specific way, and it's going to give unique content. The key to this is making the prompts to where it's unique. In our content business, you know, you work in our content business all the time. The key is uniqueness. We want to make sure that the AI is directed to get a unique output based on how are people going to think. If this is a gardener, you know, and like here in Florida, we don't need to know about how to like de-ice our basil plant. We just need to know like how to wear sunblock all year round because it's hot here in Florida all the time. except for today, apparently. But at any rate, we look at that and we're like, okay, this is going to interpret it in a way that is absolutely going to give a unique content and scale bulk. Unique scale bulk. That is like the key to making money, is having that unique stuff. And you can use this, like, let's say you have a gossip site and it's about celebrity gossip, and boom, 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 this is going to post all the time. You don't have to hire writers. You don't have to go out there and create content yourself. You don't even have to log into ChatGPT. All I need is a key. Boom, here we go. So now, drum roll. Were you going to add something?
Yes, I was gonna. Basically, you can have multiple steps that will restructure this content and add this content, the research. Like, you can all set it up to actually get a new piece of content on the basis of the old one. It gives you such opportunity. It's a little bit hard to build, but it's possible. It all depends on how you frame the prompts and what do you ask from it. Because here, the good thing I have is a table that's summarizing the deals, so it's visually appealing. And also, the article can be structured so that the ChatGPT makes some more research and compare it to some other deals, for example. So you can write it in a better way.
Well, and what I always look at with this stuff is, you can look at it on the surface value of, yay, cute, I can get a blog post. But also, like, where is this going to be in 6 months? And how can I get ahead of the trend? Because we're seeing something that is unparalleled in history, where you're literally programming an employee that does not sleep, doesn't take breaks, it doesn't take 6 days, it doesn't even shut off. Like, I could have no power in my house. This thing's still going to run.
Right.
Like, there you go. And looking at the power of this, learning this, like, set one up, mess around with it, do it on a dummy blog that's not live, learn this stuff. Because if you can learn how to prompt like this, you can make money. This is something you got to stay on top of, because, here at AI Profit Scoop, this is one where if we sleep on this, some people are going to be out of job. Some people are not going to understand it. You need to get ahead of the trend, and understanding this is key. Is there a learning curve? Is it a total pain in the ass? 1,000%. Like, bro, no, not even kidding. But
we can create a video instructions or AI Profit Scope about like how to build it step by step and explaining what does what, so you can get into it easier.
Exactly, and understanding is key. Now, let's go ahead, let's dive in. Let's see what this thing made.
So this is a post we had at first.
So this was made 100% with AI.
Absolutely, no editing here. This is how it went up ready. Here's the table it gave me. Here's a key takeaways. Pretty much everything looks good here. There is no picture because at this point it didn't work. The minuses here is the quotes and HTML.
Which you can program out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have paid at the top level, meaning I have to buy 100 or more. I have paid $15 for a post that looks like this. And I mean,
this is less than $1 for sure.
Probably less than 10 cents.
Yes.
So let's copy this, throw it in Grammarly, and just humor me. Let's see if this passes the Grammarly test. I want to see if this thing's riddled
I would choose
with...
a more new one that we made.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Let me see, where is this one?
Okay, so
So
this
as you see, this is already with the picture. However, this picture doesn't show up in the actual post because it runs locally.
It is a pending post, so we could just go and screenshot it. So, I mean, that it's going to take you 2 seconds, but, I don't think it's going to be hard to do.
Again,
Or
it's one of the news.
or-
It's a good picture.
You can have an outsourcer. So for $50 a week, because it's not going to take that long to do this stuff. I mean, we have outsourcers that make tons of content, and they're making it from scratch. I would say that if I had maybe $100 a week outsourcer, they could probably easily do 40, 50 blog posts a week. Checking them, fixing the images, stuff like that.
This one also includes the links for the products
Nice.
that I've mentioned in the article. So it's pretty nice.
So go ahead and copy that text. It's a shorter blog post, so
Yeah.
we could have it make it longer. But go ahead and copy that. Let's throw that into Grammarly and see if that... I mean, what I'm looking for here is, are we like 20% plagiarism, 15%? What are we looking at here? Let's get the table too.
Okay.
I would just do a Control A, Control C. There you go. Okay, never mind. I tried to be smart, but apparently...
Yeah, it doesn't want to go like this. No. Probably because it's like a draft.
Probably. Okay, there we go. Cool. That's good. All right, so let's put this in there. Just go new. Oh, cool. So we're going to go new. We're going to put this in here. I just for humor purposes, let's see. Oh, we got 2 mouses, so you're good. I'll just use this one. Just don't move yours at the same time. Sorry. Be like, wait a minute, this isn't working. All right, so let's do plagiarism and drum roll. Let's see how it does. And it also has like an AI check, so we could see if it's going to have, wild AI scores and stuff like that. So while waiting for this, let's look at the structure. So we got Walmart Cyber Monday, unmissable deals await. Walmart Cyber Monday 2024, there's our image, which we can see in the draft. So I would have to fix that up. I might even go back to like classic editor.
Let's run it again and see what it does now.
So run it.
Make AI, yeah.
Okay, let's go over here. 1% plagiarize. I don't get that good when I do it on ChatGPT. So, I mean, that's pretty good. 57% has patterns that resemble. And this is a short article, so the longer it is, the less it's going to be. I'm impressed with that. So we're going to go and run it. So if I want to run a new blog post, all I got to do is hit the button. Yes. Or daily at 7 a.m.
Yes, you can set how often do you actually want it. Every day.
Okay.
Regular intervals. Days of week, whatever.
Okay.
On demand.
On demand is just boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, it's probably when the actual link appears, if it's...
Okay. So let's run it.
Okay, let's run it once. It's going to take a while for it to actually...
Okay. We got too large for organization.
Let's run it again. It probably will take the different article.
Okay. No, summary and table. Okay.
Let's
tokens per minute. Okay, it might have timed out on the API.
Oh no, this is...
Okay, that's
fine.
Such
a pain during the video.
Well, that's okay. We can add to it and we can come back. So we see how it works. When you run it, it shows up in there, which is good. And then it's posting the new post, which is good.
You can control it on every step, so you can see what it actually gives you out. Here's an HTML code from the whole page.
Okay. From the RSS page.
Yeah.
Not our page. Okay.
Text.
Okay.
Okay, so we can see all it gives at every step. Like here, it will just show us the mistake.
Okay, so what error did it give us? Request too large for GPT-4 and organization.
That is interesting.
It's tokens per minute.
Oh.
So it's probably because we ran it a couple times. Yeah. Okay.
We can switch it to the different article. Let me see.
Okay.
We can switch it to the one we did before. It will probably solve the issue.
Okay.
How did it start? Let's do this one, actually.
Okay.
Summer Monday. I had a good one here before.
Amazon's good. Let's do Amazon. And then, of course, all I would have to do is load it with my Amazon affiliate link, and I'm ready to go.
No,
okay, so it is a limit on our tokens, which is fine. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So this is what the post looks like. Best Black Friday tablet deals. So is it actually following along? Description: Amazon is retail giant. Advantages: who's for. It does have the tablet. Good. So I could literally put my affiliate link in here, or we can program it and make. Cool. Best Buy does show the tablet. So if I was going to do this, I would go through and add images of the tablets. Maybe even in the title put this stuff. So cleaning it up a little bit is key. But again, if you're doing this is actually a pretty long one. Let's
check this one.
So when going through, what I would do is this is like your first pass, right? It's like, let's put the content up. Let's see if Google wants to rank it for anything. And then sometimes you'll see that it will rank for stuff and we can go back in and tweak it and make it better. Sometimes I've had a post where I post about ClickBank offers. I rank for one ClickBank offer and I'm like, oh, well, what do you know? Let's optimize for that and get a bunch of traffic. That's something that can work extremely well. So let's test this one. We'll do new, paste all this in here, and see how the plagiarism works on this. But I think all in all, we're getting a good first draft of content. And I would have no problem running this, having an outsourcer manage it. And I mean, literally for $400 a month price of the outsourcer, I could literally get, 1,000 articles a month if I wanted, which is crazy. It's just you're out of space. You're good. So yeah, with this one, no plagiarism and only 22% AI. So this is actually doing a pretty good job. So
do you think if we change the model, the amount of token will be updated or not?
the amount of plagiarism?
No, the tokens for use it.
I think we might have to go and update it in ChatGPT API. I mean, you could try legacy. Okay, run it.
No, we're gonna have to change it everywhere.
Okay.
Come on.
There you go. Legacy, probably way down at the bottom.
We can
Man,
do
they got a
some
lot.
other, right? Yeah.
So we
there's
can
a lot of
actually make an
models.
audio too.
Yes, we can
That's
do a lot of
insane.
things here.
Yeah. Okay, so legacy, I'm guessing down at the bottom. System, try one of the system ones. Yeah,
Previews one. I'll do this one.
okay. Not gonna, it's thinking.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's complicated. So it's actually using different versions. So like I could have one where
Yes.
it'll make an audio.
You gotta set them up. Yeah, each one can be set up individually.
Okay.
There's a
And
lot
we'll
of
probably
things
get,
you can change.
I'm guessing it's going to do the same error. It's probably a timeout thing.
Okay.
And it could be something on ChatGPT's end, but let's test. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
missing parameter prompt. Okay, so yeah, looking at this, once you have it set up, then it's just a matter of how many times is it running. And I'm guessing it's probably the other one that's running in the background or something like that. But I think looking at this and understanding, hey, I can actually make blog posts automatically. I can make audio automatically, images, affiliate links. I mean, you can even use this to like scrape a website and make your own content similar to whatever they're doing. Obviously, don't plagiarize or copy, but gleaning from stuff is absolutely key. And that's like what we see with companies that report on, oh, hey, here's the value of Tesla or this or that, and they talk about values of companies. This can be done automatically. And I think getting familiar with this is key in the age of AI and making money. So what would your last minute thoughts to people that want to learn this be?
Basically, who want to learn it, try it out, learn the basics, then think of the scenario you want to have. This is the one I wanted to have for like comments to support my fellow cosplayers, and I did create it at my Instagram, then made like ChatGPT come up with a cosplay praising comment, for example. And put it in a Google Sheet, so I have something when I'm like tired and I don't have imagination, but I need to support anyone.
Yeah.
There are other scenarios that are only based on the Google Sheets, as I said. This one, I think, is about some kind of products on the Black Friday list, which is like, I had tablets, then laptops, then mouse, and different system. I wonder if we run this one, will it work?
Let's see.
It does. It's actually gonna add it in WordPress too.
It would.
It's
stop
funny
at
how this
news.
one runs.
Well, it's
and
not
the
at,
previous
yeah.
didn't.
So it's probably just some little.
Yeah, it's the token
nuance.
amounts, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. But this will actually go through, and I think this is definitely worth learning. We will have some more updates on it. Put your comments and questions below. What your thoughts are on this? I think as far as automating little tasks, this could be a game changer. I mean, I could have it make PDFs about anything. I mean, I could literally have it check different websites for news on side hustles, make a PDF about those side hustles. Boom, they go in my Google Drive. I could use those for whatever I want. This is something where automation can and will make you money when used correctly. So I think definitely use it. Again, we'll have the tools and everything over at AIProfitScoop.com. I think, does it cost anything?
No, it's free.
Oh, it's free. Okay, so Make is free. I think there's an upgrade plan, which maybe that's why our tokens don't work. Maybe we got to upgrade.
I'm so happy it ran actually to show you what it looks like. Basically, all the inputs going to be here. This is our messages we gave it. Can you find me 10 best Black Friday offers on PCs? The list I have here.
Okay.
of the actual things. And this is the result it gives us.
So that's not an RSS,
Choice.
that's a list you have.
Yeah, this
Got
is
it.
a separate list.
So
that
I could
have.
use like a Ahrefs
Here is
keyword
the
list or
articles
something.
it found, the deals it found, pretty much. It goes here for the content, rewrites it into the article, makes a table again, rewrites it in HTML. Pretty much all the same steps.
Cool. Let's
And
see
title.
it. Let's see it on WordPress.
Yeah, and it went to WordPress. Where is that WordPress?
There we go.
Okay, gonna be in the posts. PC deals.
Oh,
Here
cool.
we go.
Nice. That's pretty amazing.
We can check this one for plagiarism as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Just go ahead
This is
and
a table, pretty nice. All the
yeah.
things in your key takeaways. That looks good.
And I think as far as the plagiarism stuff, I'm not even too worried about it. Our worst example was like, what, 2%? Which that's what our threshold is in my content business. It's like 3% or less is what we're shooting for. So yeah, let's go back and we'll do a new one and then we'll test this. But yeah, I think definitely, we're not printing it. Paste. And you can, why is this? Control V. There we go. And you can actually automate this, right? We could put an API of Grammarly and it'll check it
Yes.
itself and be like, hey, if it's not 3%, don't post it or don't draft it. I
Yes,
think
you
would
can
call it.
actually do some of
Nothing. And 12% AI. And I think that is because your prompts are so robust. It's like,
yeah,
hey.
prompts are changing the content a lot.
Absolutely. All right, awesome stuff. So AIProfitScoop.com, you can go over there and get information. We'll have some lists and tools and little notes and nuances on how to make this work. If we can make one that is shareable, we will do that. If not, we'll do the next best thing and make notes. You do need a paid ChatGPT account. For Grammarly, you would need a paid Grammarly account. Other than that, Make is free for the basic version. I think there's an upgrade one, but I mean, we're making stuff in the basic one, so
We have been all this time,
Yeah.
and it worked perfectly.
so really good stuff. I think definitely check out AI Profit Scoop to see the follow-up of how this does. I think what I'll have you do next week, maybe we'll put this on a blog that has rankings and see if it'll kick those rankings back up. I think it'll be a good test.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds good.
Excellent. Thanks for being here, guys. Smash that like button. Check out AIProfitScoop.com and check out our other videos in the description.